Hi, in this video I will explain you how we did to inject some code into a running process without leaving any trace of that injection. So the function that I will inject is this one. It will just perform a multiplication and my victim program will just call the function f1.print an integer. This function will be the vulnerability. It will be the entry point of any code that we will inject into this process. So let's go. So my program takes two parameters, a tracy, the processor's name, and a function. It will be f1 in our case. Then here you find an array that is the instruction of an indirect call. It will be used to call other function than the function f1. We also put a breakpoint after that indirect call to regain the execution of the tracy. After that we need to get the PID of the program we want to trace. Then we get several addresses of function present inside the tracy that are going to be needed during the injection. First we get the address of f1, the running function, and we also get some address of function inside the libc, like getPatchSize, POSIX memline, mprotect, and free. Now that we had those addresses, we can start the injection. We will use ptrace, so the first thing to do is to attach to the PID of the tracy. Then we will make the tracy call the function getPatchSize. As parameter, you find here the PID of the tracy, the running function address. Again, this is the entry point. This is where we are going to write the instruction of our array indirect call, and we want to call the address of getPatchSize. Now that we know the patch size of the tracy, we are going to allocate some memory in the heap and store the address of the allocated memory, because this is where we are going to write our virus. As parameter, you find again the PID of the tracy, the running function address, the address of POSIX memline. We are going to call it by the way of an indirect call, and those two are parameters for the POSIX memline function. After that, we need the memory allocated to be executable, because initially the heap is not executable. So for that, we'll make the tracy call the function mprotect, with parameter the allocated memory aligned to the page size, because mprotect only take memory that are aligned to the page size. The page size for the length of the block to modify, and the read, write, and execute protection. We need to put those three protection because mprotect override the previous one, and initially, like I said, heap has a read and write privilege. So I am using this function to be sure that the address that we allocate before is inside an executable block of the heap. So at this point we have some executable memory allocated, so what we have to do now is to write something into that block of memory. So here I'm getting the size of the function that I will inject, the virus function. I get the content of this function and store it into this array data, and write the content of this array inside the tracy with the putData function at the address that we allocate before. And then finally we can execute the injected function, and we will store its result for verification. I'm calling my various with parameter 9, so as a result we should get 9000. The last step is the cleaning step. We need to erase the code that we inject. For that we will just replace the injected code by an array of only null byte with this function. We then restore the previous protection of the heap, the read and write protection. And finally, we make the tracy call the function free to free the allocated memory. We can now detach and restart the process as if nothing happened. Alright, so let's see the program in action. So I am using a makefile, and with this command I am compiling my tracer and my tracy with GCC and execute my tracy. Also, if you want to compile with Clang, please only compile the tracer with it with SPI and FPI options, and still compile the tracy with GCC, otherwise it will just don't work. So as you can see, my tracy is just printing some integer. I will just show you the state of the heap before the injection, just to see if it is still the same after the injection. So this is the state of the heap before the injection. I will now run my tracer. So what we can see is that we attach to the right PID, also that the allocated address is indeed in an executable block of the heap. Here you can find the memory of the tracee after that we wrote the content of the virus in it. You can check if those instructions are correct by disassembling my tracer, but you will see that they are the same instruction. So as expected, the return value of our virus is indeed 9000. And finally we can see the memory after the cleaning step. And the injection was successful. I will just show you again the state of the heap, and what we see is that this is the same as before. So we didn't leave any trace, and what you see also is that our tracee is still doing its thing. I also have another version of the injection. In this one we are doing a trampoline that is basically a jump toward this address and followed by an ending instruction, and this will replace the running function. So the steps are the same as in the indirect call version, except that in this one we don't clear anything, as we want the virus to be executed every time the running function of the tracee is called. I will show you the execution. So I am compiling my code for the trampoline version. I also removed all the print, and what you will see here is that the tracee haven't stopped its execution, but it's not calling F1 anymore, but the injected code instead. Okay, so thanks for listening. I hope everything was clear, and see you next time.